until that week, I didn't realize how real Evelyn had become
Mm.
because I kind of, like put her in the back of my mind and I'm going about my business. And then every once in a while, she would just be in there contemplating her mortality and the end of life. And I would be experiencing these like real emotions related to a fictional character that is living inside my head and dealing with this thing that's going on in her life. And it inspired so much creativity out of nowhere. I wrote more things that week than I had written in a really long time.
Wow.
And in order to figure out what she was going to do with it, because I kind of started thinking, okay, what on next Tuesday am I going to do? Like, how does Evelyn respond to this? So in order to figure that out, I wrote a will for her
Oh
to
my
try to
God.
figure out what she was going to do. I wrote letters from her to each of the other characters that she was going to give them before she went, if she did. I wrote a hymn that she would sing because I was thinking, she's probably looking for comfort. So like, what does she do to comfort herself? Probably she turns back like a hymn she used to sing when she was a kid, and all of those things kind of helped me develop her story and figure out who she was so that I was prepared to go into that next episode because I had no idea, Evelyn has to die. I had no idea whether that meant like right now, whether that meant in the future, whether she would have to die at her own hand or like let somebody else kill her. I had no idea. And
Right.
so
Did you
being
even think that
prepared.
like that there was going to be like a permanence to it? Like, did you think that Chris was saying you had to stop playing Evelyn?
Chris has said before that he would never end one of our characters without talking to us about it.
Ah, okay.
So I assumed that there was at least a choice that I would make to some degree. Or in the past, we have had character deaths before where characters die, but they exist in some other form or
Right.
in some other plane. So I kind of figured that it was my turn for that. That's both Dieth and Strix. So, but I didn't know when that would happen or what form that would take or anything like that. So,
So
Interesting.
did he really just leave you
yeah,
with
oh,
that
yeah,
choice,
yeah.
and then you didn't talk to him at all about it? You didn't? Did you talk to the other players about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, were any of them like, no, don't save me and sacrifice yourself?
Well, not out of character. I think in their characters they were like that, but Jared, he is the most fun to watch when things like that happen because he is so wrapped up in the story as well. His eyes get huge.
Yeah.
I think in episode 52, as soon as Chris said that, he just went, no, like he whispered, no.
Such an
Um,
honest, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
And
amazing.
so, we were all texting and stuff, just like, what the heck? What happened? Oh my gosh, but we generally don't metagame very much. We kind of talk around it, but we don't plan for what our characters are going to do outside of game. At least we haven't in the past.
Hmm.
We may be getting to a point where our stories are becoming so dramatic and so like plotted in a cool way that I don't know, maybe that'll start happening, but we
Right.
haven't so
Well, there's
far.
always the danger with that too, because then it becomes our one person may have a great idea for another person's character,
Right.
but then it feels disingenuous when you do, right? So like, there's something pure about you guys only getting together for 2 hours, each week
Hmm.
to kind of have this like concentrated storytelling together. Yeah.
The only thing that we have done a little bit of is like Holly and I have talked a little bit as we're doing a lot of this writing, because Holly's writing a lot about Strix as well,
Yeah.
about kind of our characters' motivations and what they want and where they come from. And having those kinds of discussions really help us figure out how to react to things and also help us, like, I can predict things better that will set Strix off in certain ways because I know more about where Holly thinks she's coming from, which
Mm.
makes it really fun. It's a lot more along the lines of like really solid improv, I guess.
That's cool. That's cool. And we're talking to next week. We're talking to both Holly and Jared
Oh, awesome.
separately.
Oh,
So
cool.
if you have any questions you want me to ask them about their character ahead of time, we'll make sure and get all that. And
Ooh, I'll have
yeah.
to think about that.
But
Yeah.
I had a choice. I was like thinking about having you guys be on together, but I liked the idea of kind of investigating each one of your
Yeah.
characters,
Mm.
individually and kind of get that out. So there was not of the you didn't feel like you were spoiling too much about where your motivations were, unless you wanted to choose to share that with them, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I love that. Because I'm such a fangirl of all of their characters.
Yeah.
And it's really fun for me to kind of join in on the subreddit especially and theorize about what their characters think and want without having any idea. So so it's really really fun.
Do you have a lurking account? Is that what you're saying?
Uh No, I'm pretty blatant. I don't lurk.
Okay, good.
But my username is kind of it's not my usual username, so a lot of people don't know it's me. So
They just think
it's
you're
fun. The
very
people who hang
knowledgeable.
around the subreddit a lot know who I am, but those who don't are like, who's this random person?
Why does she think she knows so much?
Yeah, why does she think she gets to say what Evelyn wants?
She doesn't even know Evelyn like I do.
Ugh.
So what are you
Yeah.
doing with all of these things that you wrote? The will, the hymn, all that.
The will went into the role play
Okay.
because Evelyn gave every single person specific items. The letters I sent to the other players during the episode because I thought that there was going to be more of a moment before things kind of came to a head where the characters might want to do something with those letters, like read them or have a moment where they talked about them. But that's just not how the episode played out. So I sat on those for a little while, and actually last week when we didn't have a show, I said, like, okay, since we don't have a show, I'm going to dump a whole bunch of supplemental material that I've had that'll give you some background canon. So I put the letters
cool.
on our subreddit so people could read those. I also put the lyrics to the hymn on my Instagram and on the subreddit, which they do have a melody, but I haven't been courageous enough to post that yet. We'll see if I
That's
get
what
there.
I want to hear.
Yeah, you gotta start singing right now.
Ah!
We're gonna put you on the spot. And we have
Nice,
Nate
Casey.
who's gonna be accompanying you.
Ah! That'd be fun.
Surprise.
This is your life.
That'd be
But yeah, so for folks who are listening, where is the subreddit that people can go and check out some of the stuff that you've been posting?
It's reddit.com/r/dicecamera_action, all one word. And I am not a Redditor. Like, I do not use Reddit. I got burnt out in kind of my early esports days, but that is the
As you do.
safest, happiest, sweetest little subreddit I have ever had the pleasure of being on, and I
Oh,
love
nice.
lurking there.
Oh, nice. That is cool. Yeah, and I've been loving the fan art and everything that's been posted on there. It's been fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I routinely will open that or my Twitter where someone has tweeted me one of those, and my mouth will just drop open. I am blown away by the artist community around Dice Camera Action.
What is it like seeing, images of, interpreted based on things that you've improvised going forward? How does that feel from you as a creator?
Oh my gosh. It's so cool for two reasons. First, because when there's a crazy moment that happens in the show and then someone interprets it artistically or interprets a character artistically or something like that, the emotional connection that I feel to someone that I've never met through that art is incredible. I mean, the idea that I could be feeling something that I experienced and they could have experienced it in such a real way that they communicated back to me through that art as a communication scientist enthusiast, that my background is in speech communication and in symbols and how we communicate and things. So to me, that geeks me out and I love it. As on the other side, as someone who's really into kind of creating the best role playing and the best character that I possibly can, I'm so thankful for those creators because they inspire me to think about different aspects of Evelyn or to help define how she looks or how she feels or what she does. And a lot of things that they bounce back to me, I then bounce back into the role play or into my own creation. Like another good example of content I put out there last week during kind of my content dump was right when, okay, here's another spoiler. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
Don't
ding,
listen. Ding, ding, ding. When Evelyn changed forms, such as it were, someone drew or painted her as in her new form, and they mentioned that they were listening to a certain song from Florence and the Machine, No Light, No Light, and that then got stuck in my head and thinking about how the lyrics of that song and the feel of that song reflect kind of what she would be going through inside. And so that inspired me to learn how to play that on my piano and then record it and then put that on my Instagram and then put that back on the subreddit and talk about how I haven't done a lot of singing or music in a long time, and this kind of brought that back to the surface for me, and I was thankful for it. So it's like this never-ending circle of inspiration between myself and the creators on that subreddit.
That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, now I want to go listen to that song.
Me too.
Well, and it was, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be more courageously, vulnerably open about how much these kinds of things inspire me and how grateful I am for the amount of creativity and kind of the space to share that creativity.
Yeah, I mean, and then something about the music too that would have latched on to me because I'm a pretty emotional dude in general, but like when you put on like a piece of music that fits perfectly with whatever story is being told, like I lose it. I just completely like sob.
Yeah.
It's something powerful. Maybe it's my musical theater
Yes.
background or something like that. But like, it doesn't matter what they're singing about. They could be actually happy, but just the fact that my wife will tell this story. We went to go see The Lion King in London right when we started dating, and this starts and there's this the puppetry. I don't know if anybody's seen The Lion King. It basically has so many beautiful puppets, and it's like just a barrage of sensory, really, like, but with people all singing together at the same time. And we'd like just started dating, and she looks over at me, and I'm like, there's like tears just streaming down my face, and she's like, "What are you why are you crying?" I'm like, "Because it's just amazing."
Oh,
you
she
know?
probably loved that. As a
Yeah.
fellow
No,
theater
she
person.
totally makes fun of me for it, but she loves it too at the same time.
She
But
married you.
yeah.
It worked.
But yeah, that idea of someone latching on to an image of Evelyn and talking about a specific piece of music, and then you being inspired and then performing that piece of music. Like if I had heard you performing that in your apartment or whatever, like I probably would have been. I would
You're
have had
probably
those.
crying right now.
I'm crying right now.
He's getting emotional just thinking about
Is
it.
basically what I'm saying.
You know what my favorite part of a movie is?
What's that?
The music montage.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good
Oh my
montage.
gosh, totally.
Sometimes if I hear a song that I just like, I'm just totally moved by the song, I'll like picture a movie in my head, or I'll just want to be like, I want to write a movie that goes with the song.
Oh, I do that
like
too.
The Shins do that to me a lot. Like for some reason, their music makes me feel like I want to write a movie, and I just want all Shin songs.
Listen to this; it'll change your life.
Yeah, I get it.
It was a really cool thing too, because being inspired by that subreddit and by how many people were kind of putting their stuff out there, and a lot of them post their art with messages like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm not perfectly happy with it," or like, "Oh, I was scared to post this, but I love you guys so much, I want to put this out here," and all that kind of stuff. And thinking about how I mean, singing used to be my life before I kind of like moved into esports and moved away from my musical community. And somewhere along the way, I just started thinking that I had lost it, and that like no one would want to hear what I had to offer anymore. And I started really evaluating that because of this subreddit, and because when people put their art out, I'm never thinking like, this isn't really that good enough. I'm thinking, wow, I'm so happy that these people are sharing something that we kind of have in common, that it brings me joy and makes me happy. And so that's why I was inspired to put out a video of me singing, even though it was kind of terrifying to me, because that's the point. The point is not to prove that I'm good enough. The point is to kind of bring something from inside out and hopefully inspire others or bring others some joy. And so the Dice Camera Action community has really been just a huge blessing to me.
You know, part of maybe why they're so safe and loving and supportive and expressive is because I feel like you are very, like, you're in the community a lot, you know, and they like feel like you're a safe, happy, warm, welcoming person. Like
I hope so.
I've always had that sense from you.
Oh, thanks, Shelly.
I mean, like, yeah, you're just like a nice person to be around. But it comes across in the community. A lot of people, I don't think, put that much time in. Maybe they want to, or they just, I don't know, or that they don't want to do it. But you're there. You're just, and you foster that goodwill.
Well, Shelly, I don't know if I told you, but Britt Weissman and I started a Shelly fan club about you. I was supposed to give you the minutes today. The minutes were Shelly is awesome, and we're huge fans of her. So, same goes to you, Shelly. Very warm. Very warm.
Now I'm crying. Thanks, man.
That's awesome.
If I could sing, I would sing you a song.
Oh my gosh, do you guys want to do a trio sometime?
I will lip sync.
Yeah.
I won't do that to you guys. I just won't. I'm not going to ruin it by
I
singing.
think you will probably be like, what note are you singing, Greg? I think it's supposed to be this. And I'll be like, oh, that's just what I thought I should be singing. Okay.
Hey, I think it'll be beautiful.
That's karaoke. I have to do like talk singing songs. I cannot do anything in which I have to actually. As Brian knows, I can rap with the best of them.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I do like Violent Femmes or They Might Be Giants. That's what I have to go with because I can't actually. I'm tone deaf. I literally don't.
Karaoke's more about the performance anyway.
Exactly.
You can jump around and make some people uncomfortable and make some other people laugh, and that's the goal of karaoke.
Yeah, I like bad singers more karaoke than like sometimes like somebody's really good up there and like snooze. Oh, come on, you get it. You're good.
We used to go to this karaoke place in New York that I didn't realize this, but a lot of the Tisch students go to.
Oh,
and so. Yeah, that was the hyper competitive actor people who would go up and it was a little bit more like a showcase for them. And I went up there as just messing around and it was not received well. And so I've always had this like little wound from that. So yeah, and then I went into stand-up comedy where I had to do more of that. What's that?
That's what we got to fix is those little wounds. Those little wounds are stupid.
Yeah.
It's true.
Those people didn't know what they had in front of them.
They didn't know.
It was
They're
bad.
jealous. That's what my mom used to always say if somebody was mean to me. They're just jealous. They're just jealous, honey. You're right. Those kids were jealous of you.
It's true. It's true. They wanted to be as free as me chopping through I don't know how to love him.
There you go.
Which
My
I thought
mom
would be
used to-
funny. I thought it'd be funny, and they were like, "It's not funny. Get out."
I think it's funny.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, you know, honey, you're so talented. If you were good at that too, it just wouldn't be fair.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, so that's what it was,
Moms.
Greg.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes
You were
sense.
too good at other things.
Yeah.
Like
Well, we gotta
like
organize.
landscaping.
We gotta organize a D&D karaoke night. I feel like that's
Oh
got to
my
be in the
gosh.
mix.
I'm in. I'm super in.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Next stream of Annihilation, we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
So where do you think Evelyn is going to go moving forward? I mean, what is your? I mean, because right now the story is a little bit more on Paulton and the choices that he has to make, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
I think she is dealing with having foreseen the end of her life and thinking it would go a certain way and then having it not go that way and trying to define who she is in the wake of her faith says that her life would end with her transported to a different place or reborn into a new state of being that she's not in. And so I think she has a lot of questions as to why. I'm trying to be really vague because I don't want to spoil for anybody, but it's hard.
It is hard. You can. I mean, I feel like we can give some details away. It's not like it's going to ruin everyone's experience. I think some details might actually get people more interested in listening.
Well, okay, I'm going to give details now. So again, spoiler alert. Ding, ding, ding.
If you do care about spoilers, yes, do not pay attention starting now.
So what happened was Evelyn was transported through death in this ritual to kind of her pearly gates, as it were, where she sees Lathander and the saints, and they're reaching out for her. And this is what she thinks is the end of her life. This is what she thinks she's been working her whole life for, is just to get through kind of the miserable existence that we all have on the mortal plane, and then to get through to paradise or the next thing or communion with her God, right? Mm-hmm. But she gets sucked away into this demon mouth. Oh. And so the question there's so many questions, even in just that, is A, was her God not powerful enough to save her from that damnation? Was he able but did not find her worthy to be saved from that damnation?
Oh, man.
Or was he able and did not care enough to save her from that damnation? And then add on top of that Paulton, her fellow party member, who she's had like this crush on because he's kind of a bringer of light, because he's a musician, he saves her instead of Lathander. So what does that mean? Right. So coming back from that and kind of having figured out that Evelyn's past is a lot of, I haven't revealed her full backstory, but a lot of it is that she has never really had very close relationships with any other people, and she relies completely on her closeness with Lathander to kind of fill that void for her. And she doesn't really believe that she's either worthy or capable of being loved by other people in that same way. And so having this happen with Lathander, probably, I think what's happening for her is that she's kind of like believing that she will not be allowed to go into that kind of like paradise. She was not found worthy of that, but that Lathander wishes her to be used for more of his purpose on Earth. So I think she's kind of dealing with all of those things and trying to figure out what that means. And it's definitely making her a little more volatile, which is fun. Because she's usually very kind of like, she's very binary in how she reacts to things, but now she's being a little bit more emotional, which is kind of fun to role play. And there's a little bit more kind of sadness underneath the sunny exterior, which is always really fun to role play. And it's really fun that people are starting to see that, because I think the main critique that I often got about Evelyn to begin with was like, she's just kind of like really grating and annoying because she's always talking about Lathander and she's always super positive and there's nothing else to her. And so letting people kind of see where that's coming from and what's going on under the surface has had a lot of people reaching out and being like, I didn't get Evelyn before and I get her now, and wow, that's cool. You know?
That is cool. Yeah, and then it took, the many sessions of her acting in a certain way to really underline the power of her change, right? Like to make it be like you wouldn't have felt the same way about a character that you could kind of tell always had this dark exterior interior this whole time,
Right.
But the fact that she was always this way and then now she's a little bit darker, I feel like has way more power, So people who stuck with it.
Yeah. And what I think is really fun to role play too is that this doesn't mean that her devotion changed. Like, she's not the fallen paladin where she doesn't believe in her god anymore. She still 100% staunchly believes that Lathander is the most important thing in the entire universe. But her relationship with him has changed, and that's what's really interesting.
Yeah. Does that have any? I mean, maybe I'm thinking this from my lens a little bit too much as a father of two girls, but does that have any father figure things going on in her psyche?
I think it has at least parent figure things. I'm still working on her backstory. I keep going back and forth on a few certain things, so I don't want to commit to any of it yet.
Oh, okay.
But what has been at least hinted at is that her parents have been dead for a really long time. And I believe it's even on her character sheet from the very beginning that the circumstances surrounding their death, she was involved in them, and that people see her as involved there. So, or at least she does.
She carries a lot of guilt.
I think there's probably some of that there. I think there's probably also just kind of she's never really had a family. She's had a lot of people around her. She's been in paladin school, such as it were, her whole life. She's been devoted to the faith her entire life. I think from a very, very young age, as soon as her parents died, she was in the church or in the school or in the, growing up as a devotee of Lathander. So I think she's had really great like mentors and friends, but always in a sense of somebody who is charged with helping her or with being around her or accomplishing goals with her. And I don't think there have been many people that have wanted to be around her for the sake of being in a relationship with her. And so I think she actually doesn't really even understand how that works. And it's really funny actually for her to even have a crush on somebody, because I don't think she even understands romance or anything beyond kind of the simple like bond of adventurers or of friends. And I think if you'll remember, that's why she got so freaking excited when Strix said that they were friends early on in the episodes.
Oh.
Yeah. And then so how is she then processing her relationship with Paulton, beyond that now,
I think she kind of sees him as like, she's always seen him as kind of a messenger of light, and so therefore in line with her purpose on Earth. So she's like wanted to be around him because if he's there, he's playing and dancing and singing and creating light, and she can celebrate that light and foster the light and help people find the light around him. And so therefore she sees him as kind of one of the like most holy adventurers in their crew. But she has definitely noticed that he has not played an instrument in a very long time. And so she's worried that there's kind of a darkness in him. And she's not even sure, too, considering that he saved her from this demon, if Lathander wanted her to be damned and Paulton saved her from that, she's not sure if maybe he's actually a messenger of darkness, like right. What does that actually mean? And can she be thankful to him for saving her life while at the same time kind of like condemning him for that because it's not in Lathander's plan? And so I think she's just trying to figure out what it all means. And in fact, she tried to get him to undo that by killing her right away because it's the only thing she could think of, and she was kind of panicking. But now I think I'm playing her as just kind of like trying to get a grasp and kind of like going slow. And so I don't know what she thinks. But if he does decide to kind of turn to the darkness as things are tempting him to do right now, I think that you would see her take a very definite stance.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's what makes, I mean, that underlines that whole drama over the last episode or so. Is like, what is this going to mean for Evelyn and Paulton?
Right. Yeah. I think that there could be an epic showdown depending on some of the choices that Paulton makes.
I know. I don't think I've ever seen Perkins deal with with the potential of inter-party conflict so much.
It could be really cool.
That could be really cool. I know. I'm excited. Man. So, this is happening tomorrow in Twitchland for those of you who are watching us record this live, but it will have happened in the past when you listen to this episode on Dragon Talk audio podcast form. Where can people find out and maybe even go into some of the most recent episodes for people to get into Evelyn and the story that we've been talking about here?
Well, a lot of people watch on Dungeons & Dragons YouTube, but I highly recommend if you check out the videos on the twitch.tv/DND, the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch channel, because then you can watch along with chat. And the Dice Camera Action chat is amazing. They add so much to the story by kind of like celebrating certain memes or yelling things at the characters or knowing a lot of things and kind of giving you context too, because there are things that even we, the players, forget that they remember that they kind of put in chat. So a lot of my friends who watch via VODs have said that it's really good to watch with the chat on the Twitch VOD. So if you go to twitch.tv/DND and then you click on videos, you can scroll down and find all of our episodes. So I highly recommend checking that out.
That's a good call. It's almost like having like a wiki,
Yeah,
going on time, as the episodes are going.
And once in a while, Jared, Holly, and I hop in chat during the show too, so you get kind of a little extra like commentary on the episode.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
That is cool.
That's good.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to see more what's going to happen tomorrow and/or Tuesday, July 11th.
Yeah.
Depending on when you're listening to this. I would love for people to check out, get into it, jump into it when you can. It's been very, very exciting to see how the four of you who didn't know each other before you started playing. I think that's also really fascinating.
Really? That's true?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And now I count them among really good friends.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's crazy. So go watch from the beginning if you have the time or the desire. But definitely, I think the last 5 to 10 episodes have been this like really kind of high point of dramatic storytelling. It's been great. So go do that. Anna, I know you have something right about now, so I want to let you go. But where can people find out about you and all the stuff that you're doing? We didn't even get to talk about you actually having a Twitch and misclicks and all that going on.
We didn't get to talk about your lizard who pooped on the counter.
Well, actually, I just got a message saying my 5 o'clock meeting was canceled. So if you need a few more minutes, I've got them. But I don't know if you want to spend those literally talking about lizard poop.
Why not? Now I need to know. I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh, well, I was trying because I told you, I feel like I don't want to keep repeating the same things that we talked to Anna about because, we like to talk to you. So we like having you as a guest on the show. So I went and did like a little recon mission. And I saw this whole thing about the lizard pooping on the counter. Like I got to talk about it.
What happened?
Well, we have a bearded dragon. His name is Rhaegal, my husband and I being the we. And I don't know if you know, but lizards can transmit salmonella. So you're really supposed to be careful when you handle them, that you always wash your hands. And if you put them on any surfaces, you have to make sure that you're not like eating off those surfaces or touching them or all that. And I tend to be a selective germaphobe about certain things, and that's one of the things that I'm really germophobic about. And so whenever the lizard, it's a big lizard, so it needs to get out and exercise and stuff. So my husband's always carrying him around and setting him on stuff. And he set him on this ottoman the other day that we have in front of our couch. And I was like, babe, I eat off that. And he was like, this is a footstool. You don't eat off of this. It's fine. And I was trying to explain to him that an ottoman is a multi-purpose piece of furniture that can be used as a coffee table or a footstool or a seat, whatever you want. That's the purpose of an ottoman. The lizard took the most giant dump on this ottoman, and it was so gross. It's a giant lizard. I can't even express. So I gave him quite an earful about that, and we got in a hilarious Twitter war about it because he posted a picture of it, which I think is disgusting. And then I called him out for not listening to me and before that, he had him on one of my throw pillows, and luckily he moved him from that throw pillow, or things would have gotten
fight.
Yeah,
in
you know, this is
words.
the Robinson home life.
Men just don't get throw pillows. I don't know why they get. Are you hostile about throw pillows?
No,
Tina?
I'm pro pillow.
Bart is really like angry about the
Hostile
throw
how?
pillows. He just like every now and again he makes some passive aggressive comment about how many throw pillows we've got. Like they're important.
I actually have specific pillows that I prefer. They're like
Yes.
they're from IKEA and they're thinner. They're like maybe like 8 inches wide and long. And I like those because they're more modular. You can make it, if all
Yeah.
you want is a little bit of cushion, you get a little bit of
Yeah,
cushion.
he doesn't appreciate them.
Yeah, so then and then I started finding those pillows like tucked away, like far, like not on the couch. And I was like,
no.
why the hell are those pillows not there? She's like, oh, I wanted to just get rid of them and move them. I'm like, no, those are my pillows.
Those are my
See,
favorite.
you're on the same page as us about the importance of the right throw pillow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do know that there can be too many of them. Like
That's
on one,
what he thinks.
on
There's
one piece
too
of
many.
furniture, if there's like more than 6 throw pillows, I think
That's
that's
a
too
lot.
much. I think that's too much.
Did you know you're only supposed to have odd numbers of throw pillows on
What?
things? Like that's like a decorator
Yeah.
thing. My mom's
What?
an interior decorator, and like she would call people and be like, "That you have 4 throw pillows on your couch. You need to have 3 or 5."
What?
It's a
That's not a
thing.
rule.
It's a thing. It's a rule.
But I feel like 2 makes so much sense on a couch.
But there should be
Yeah.
one in the middle.
Oh
Or
my
like one
gosh.
side gets like an extra, and then it like kind of then maybe it doesn't feel like it's forced or
I mean, that makes so
feels
much
more
sense. I just
random.
didn't realize what I had been doing wrong this whole time.
if you change it, you might like all of a sudden the energy in your house might be like, whoa. Like,
You're-
whoa.
You're right.
Your lizard won't want to poop.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's
This
crazy.
is so gross.
Yeah, but Bart
I'm glad
acts
we got
like,
to share this
me
story.
too. He acts like he's moving boulders. He's like, oh, throw pillows on the bed, another one.
Oh, wait, throw pillows on the bed?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's dumb. No pillows on the bed.
Why?
Because you're going to have to move them.
That's big freaking pillows.
Well, then
And
where do you
Quinn
put
likes
them?
to be propped up sometimes when
I'm
we're
talking
watching
about
Teen
couches.
Titans.
Couches is
Couches I have,
pillow
yeah.
central.
And
But like,
the bed.
I never understood. You go to like a guest, like in their guest room, they have like basically
It's
pillows
decor.
out
Yes.
to the foot of the bed. I'm
Right.
like, where
Yes.
do you sleep?
You move them.
I know. I always feel bad because that I have that at my in-laws. They have this beautiful bed that we stay in, but it has like 7 pillows, and I'm always like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't sleep on these many pillows, so
No.
I'm just gonna have to put some of these on
They're
the floor.
throw pillows. You throw
But it's
'em
so
out.
beautiful.
You throw them. You throw the throw
You
pillows.
see, you appreciate the decor, and then you throw them off.
Got it.
Done.
Okay, good. So I'm
Yep.
doing it right. I'm sitting there and
You're
being like,
total-
wow, I
Yep.
appreciate this. And then,
Yeah. But anyway.
Do you do that when you get to a hotel for the first time and there's tons of crap on the bed? My first thing I do is I just like sweep it all off into the corner.
I don't feel
Yeah.
like I've ever seen that much stuff on the
Oh.
bed.
there's always that one throw pillow that you look at and you're like, there's no way they washed that.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, is
Right?
that the stain I think it is? No.
Stop.
No, it's not.
Dude, that's what
Is
I'm
that
saying about
design?
this
Is that a
like
pattern?
this selective germophobia. It's like I do not want to put my face on that pillow or any pillow that
I
pillow
know.
has touched because you know that's been just like me. People come in and they throw that on the floor, or
Would
they
hope
I don't know, step on it or roll things in it. I don't know.
Roll
Stop-
things in
Stop
it.
coming up with things that they might have done with it because it'll just end in pain.
I know. See?
I got the willies. Ugh,
Oh my god.
gross.
So I think we have a split panel on throw pillows
Tweet us your ideas about throw pillows.
Yep.
and how it pertains to Dungeons and Dragons. And should
Right,
there be pillows in the shape of polyhedral dice? I say yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make one of those.
Etsy.
You should.
That
Oh my
sounds
god, that
amazing.
is a total Etsy move.
They're probably
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure there is on Etsy already.
I love it. Make it happen.
Yeah.
I want a D20 because I don't know if that'd be comfortable per se, but it would just look cool.
Yeah,
Well, it'd be more
that would
comfortable than a
something you would
D4.
throw.
Ow.
Wait, did you say that was something you would throw like it's a
Yeah,
Oh,
D20?
yeah.
throw
You
pillow
would-
for real.
That's yes. There's the name of your company. Throw pillows
Throw
or
pillow.
roll pillows.
Thank you, Pendragon X315, who says, tune into D&D and learn feng shui.
See?
Yes.
Yes.
You never
I actually
know.
did just completely move all the furniture in my apartment for feng shui this weekend, so it's a very relevant conversation.
All right.
It makes
now
perfect sense.
adjust those pillows and see what happens.
Yes. No. Anyway, sorry, this is a huge tangent. You asked
I
me
know.
where people can find stuff. You want me
Yes,
to
yeah,
say-
more
okay.
about Miss Clicks D&D Risen or...
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Misclicks, MISSCLIKS, no second C, extra S.
Do you ever regret that?
No, because it's great SEO because the word misclick is out there all over the place. But miss, as in, hi there, miss, and click without a C, you will always find us. But it's just important to spell it for the first time if people don't know about it. So
That is true.
you know. And anyway, MISSCLIKS, that's our channel where my first D&D game ever was played, and we're still playing with that, a permutation of that same group 4 years later, and we play right after Dice Camera Action every Tuesday. So if you tune into Dice Camera Action right after that at 6 p.m., we play Misclick's D&D Devotion, which is basically like a soap opera D&D game. It's become hilarious. And I play a very emotional elf bard named Kellen.
Ooh, very cool.
And so you can watch me play there, but if you want to watch other stuff that Miss Clicks is doing on this channel on D&D, I produce a show called Miss Clicks D&D Risen. I don't play in it, but some of my favorite role players ever play in it, and they play from 4 to 6 every Wednesday Pacific time, and they're hilarious. My favorite part so far has been that Britt Weissman led a Triceratops funeral that they all participated in and sang chants and did interpretive hand movements. It was very, very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved that Britt, who's been playing D&D with Misclicks for a while, at Stream of Annihilation, she said this was the first time that she had played face-to-face with people, which that blew my mind. I was like, that's so
First
crazy.
time
Ever. She'd only
Wow.
played online using, Roll20 or another virtual tabletop type thing. And then she got to play face-to-face with people, and it was the first time. I'm like,
Oh my God.
What we are in the future. We are firmly in the future, that when Britt
And
said
then she
that.
went back in time.
And then she went back in time.
That's a very Misclick story because I actually didn't play face to face with anyone for a year or two when I started playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Is it better
Most of us.
or worse? Where you're like,
It's just totally different. It's even interesting playing with Dice Camera Action face to face because I'm so used to improving and role playing with them where they're all in my field of vision in one plane all the time, so I can get everyone's cues. So in that sense, it's easier. But when you're face to face, you can also go a lot deeper and read a lot more cues for improv. So it's just totally different in cool ways.
Good point. It's a really good point. I always tend toward. I mean, I've played some online games, but I've always tended toward the face-to-face stuff. But I never even thought of the idea that like, oh, you're able to see small movements from each of your players, on one video screen. That's a good point.
Right, because in person, if I'm looking at Jared, right, I can have a really cool, very deep connected moment in improv with Jared, but I can't see Holly.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm playing online and I see that Holly is actually doing something really cool that's maybe like worthy of bringing that into the moment, then I can do that at the same time,
Yeah, that's really cool. Right. They both have their formats, both have strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that you can always usually find a way to get on the internet and play together every week online helps when you're traveling all over the place all the time for me. So the consistency is a bonus.
Right, because in addition to all of the amazing stuff you've been talking about that you've been doing creatively and playing wise, you also have another job.
I have a couple, yeah. Yeah, I work full time at Twitch as the lead producer for Twitch Studios, and I freelance as a video games personality and host across all sorts of geek media on most weekends, and then I run Misclicks as kind of my passion project. So I try to keep busy.
Yes.
Try. I don't know. You could try a little harder. Is what I'm trying to say.
I will. I'll put my best into it for you, Greg.
I think when we were talking to Ram in the previous interview, there were people in the chat were basically saying like, take a rest, slow down.
Yeah.
You're okay. You don't need to create anything this next hour. But
as long as you're doing things that feed you creatively and give you a sense of self-care, you can keep really busy as long as it's not the draining kind of busy.
Right.
True.
And it keeps inspiring your creativity, which it sounds like you are definitely doing.
I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Yep. Firing on all cylinders.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read a thing. I'm getting a new tattoo, and I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to get.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be a hummingbird, so I was doing some reading about hummingbirds.
No way.
And they expend so much energy during the day that it's equivalent to like a human needing to eat something like 1,300 hamburgers because they expend so much energy, and then they crash and they sleep like the dead for 12 hours a night. So they're awake and going full bore, full cylinder for 12 hours and dead to the world for 12 hours. And that's how I feel like I want to live my life.
I like it. Hey, but I would be happy with 12 hours of sleep.
Well, and that's why they eat nothing but sugar, right? Like that's basically why
Yeah.
they are like sugar hounds because they need all that energy.
Kind of. It's
Which I
pretty
also
awesome.
relate to. Yes.
Yeah, which is just like my kids. Hummingbird is an awesome tattoo. I just recently was walking my kid to school and we saw a hummingbird in our neighbor's lawn. And I have never seen this behavior before. Maybe you have, I don't know. Shot up into the air 30 feet, hovered for like 3 seconds, and then dove down.
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Show
and it
off.
did it like 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row. We're like, oh my gosh, he's going to do it again. And it was almost so that you couldn't see it because they're so small.
Yeah.
And then dove right back down towards the
Really?
the
Wonder what it
flowers
was
that it was
doing.
drinking from. I don't know. And then I
They're
haven't
little warriors too, which I didn't know until Holly educated me and I did some more research because Holly knows everything about birds and she's amazing.
She's the pigeon rescuer.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that either. I know. I can't wait
Yeah,
to ask her
and
about that.
I know.
She was like, "Yeah, hummingbirds are badasses. You should do some research. They are like super warrior territorial fighters too, and they'll like defend their turf. They're totally cool until they have to, and then they'll throw down, which I kind of like too."
Nice.
Yeah.
Now
that's
I
good.
want to play like a pixie or a small, very small creature who rides hummingbirds
Yes.
into battle.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Maybe there
Totally.
was a pixie riding that one you saw.
There probably was. No, that makes sense.
That's the good explanation.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
brownies from Willow. You were totally riding that one. Well, it has been awesome talking to you as always, and I feel like we could do it for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys for having me anytime.
We will take you up on that.
Absolutely. So next week.
Okay, I'm down.
All right, cool.
I'll just let people know I have
Bye
a standing
tomorrow.
meeting at this time.
Yeah. Awesome. And yeah, we'll see you on Dice Crime Action tomorrow.
Yeah, see you then. Thank you guys so much. I'll
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I like her too. She's good peeps. Very good peeps. Do you want to do our time travel intro now?
Yeah.
You ready to do the intro? That was the perfect moment. If only Ryan had the wherewithal to start recording. That
You don't think an outro would have made more sense?
probably would have.
God.
All right. Well, now we're gonna take that note.
Too late.
No,
Right, Ryan's all
no.
about the
We'll do it.
notes.
We'll do the outro.
You know what? We're just going to do something and I'll tell you what it is.
We will mid-tro it. We're gonna do our mid-tro. Which one do we decide? Which one do you want to do? Let's roll a D20.
Yeah.
High is intro. Low. All right, so we're doing our outro just as we thought. So that was so great talking to Anna. She's a very good speaker.
It's almost like she's like been trained or educated in speaking.
Yeah, right. In speech communication.
Yep,
That's how you say it.
She's
I
like
have
a
not been
pro,
trained in any of those things.
You're a
So-
theater major.
I was the tech theater major.
Oh.
I
They probably forced you to take acting classes.
I
had to
volunteered.
take tech
I was
classes.
interested in it, but that was not my my field of study. I was way more into the stage managing, producing side of things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is why you liked the Stream of Annihilation?
Yeah,
Did it
yeah.
tap
People
into that stage manager side of you?
totally. We talked to certain people would come up to me and have problems and things that would solve it, and then they would apologize. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to deal this with you. You must be dealing with a lot of this crap." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but I kind of like
Good
it."
job.
Yeah, because it's part of, being always on and ready to solve problems and create. And the show must go on was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a weird sick joy from it.
Ugh, not me.
Yeah, and that's what I discovered. Yeah, because the person who asked me was like, "Oh, I would hate that," and I'm like, "Oh, well, to each his own."
But it takes all kinds.
Yeah,
People to mess things up and people to fix them.
you're definitely the messer up.
And you're a fixer.
I'm a fixer
You're
upper.
like Olivia Pope. Fixer.
I'm just like Olivia Pope. I drink red wine. I eat popcorn.
Always wear a white coat.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the president.
Indeed.
Indeed, I have my own firm in DC. There's more and more similarities going on. Yeah, friends with a hacker guy. Anyway, Shelly, what is something that you want to talk about that's going on in your world, and/or tell people how to follow you?
You can find me on Twitter at Shelly Moo.
Yes. And what
Talk.
about this board game company you're working on?
Avalon Hill.
I'm not
Have you
familiar.
heard of Avalon Hill?
Can you tell us
You
about
can
it?
follow Avalon Hill on Twitter too at Avalon Hill 2, the number 2. Number.
Electric Boogaloo. Beastaloo. Yes.
Beastaloo.
Absolutely.
Just happening.
Right.
And yes, October 6th is going to be a good day for board game fans because actually the Access and Allies Anniversary Edition re-release, Sean, this is for you.
This is for you, Sean.
The release date is now October 6th. which is also the same date as Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. Sorry, dudes.
So you got 2 awesome board games for the price of
It
2
is.
awesome,
It
really expensive
is
board games.
Avalon Hill Day at your game shop. Go pick them up.
And,
And bring
the
a friend,
I
because
didn't
that
know,
anniversary edition is huge.
I didn't know the anniversary edition thing was out there. We can talk about that now.
Yes.
Yes,
I was like,
yes, we
wait,
can.
we
It
did?
is an amazing version of Axis and Allies.
Yeah,
and there's
I actually said it
yeah,
weeks ago.
that's what I'm
at
making-
Origins. You're
all
right.
Just
yes.
making sure.
Yep. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, you already said it, so it's not like you
It's
take
out
it back.
there.
It's my favorite version of the Axis and Allies kind of rule set. So
It's Sean's too, right? Sean?
it's been out of print for a long
Is it?
time. Sean is nodding his head.
Yep.
He's saying yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
A lot of it we've heard.
So October 6th is going to be a day that lives in infamy because it starts in 1941 after Pearl Harbor.
Good one.
Yeah.
Day that lives in infamy. You're
Find
gonna
out
be
about that. You can hear more things about. I'm just like Rocky, the Paw Patrol pup. Yes, thank you, Rockham.
Oh, that's so cute.
I feel like you have a kindred spirit
get
with
that.
Rockham being your name. We'll
Always
call you
fixing
Rocky from now on.
things.
Rockham.
And you're so environmentally friendly.
I'm very environmentally friendly.
Who would I be?
The one that flies?
Don't say Sky
Damn it!
because she's a girl.
She's the only one other name that I know. Spike? Is
No.
that one?
No.
Shasta.
No.
Is that one of the Paw Patrol people?
I think I'd be Marshall.
Which one's the bulldog?
Rebel.
Yeah.
Rebel on the double.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just wait.
You can find
Just
out,
wait.
or you can tweet at me which Paw Patrol character you think I might be, or Shelly might be. I'm at Greg Tito on Twitter. You can find out about Dungeons & Dragons at dungeonsanddragons.com. Also on Twitter at wizards_D&D. You can like us on Facebook at Dungeons & Dragons, as well as Instagram. We're going to start posting some more stuff
Ooh,
on there.
Instagram.
Yeah, we'll link into
Maybe
that.
take your picture right now and put it on Instagram.
You could do it. You could.
Okay, yeah.
That's the
Keep talking.
beauty of grams
talking.
that are instant. What else is there going on? Yes, you should definitely watch us talk about this live on Twitch. It is twitch.tv/DND. If you're listening to this, you can see it all in all of its visual glory. Shelly and I like to do lots of dances. There's also now
Stage combat.
some wrestling stage comment that happens when Ryan Marth throws the chairs at us. And
We're
you won't be able to
inspired by
see that.
Glow.
You won't be able to see that anywhere else except on our Twitch channel. So go
Don't
check it
miss
out
it.
there. Again, we love all of you people who listen to it in audio form. Please continue to get it wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll have some more exciting podcast news coming very soon that may have to do with actual play podcasts.
Now what?
Just throwing that out there. It's a tease. I'm teasing. It's been a great Dragon Talk. You guys are the best. We will be back next week with more hilarity and or cartoon characters. What do you think?
Mhm.
Yeah? All right. We'll do it.
Yep.
You
We're
guys are the
doing it.
best.
We're doing it.
See you later.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a pretty good outro. What do you think? Should we do another one?
No.
All right.
I haven't eaten in like 3 hours.
Oh,
I'm gonna get
is your blood sugar
hangry.
going
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have some snacks you can eat when you're doing the thing.
Because that would be good.
Welcome to Dragon Talk. My name is Greg Tito, and this is...
Shelly Mazanoble.
She has not eaten in 4 hours
3.
and may have a catatonic
I am
breakdown
hungry.
pretty soon.
I am getting hangry.
But that's what we do here on the official Dungeons & Dragons podcast.
Starve people.
We starve people until they say crazy things.
Blah, blah,
That's what happens. We got a good show coming up for you. We have Anna Prosser-Robinson.
I feel confident this is a good show.
I feel confident.
Yes.
Yes, because she delves into what's happening with her character for
She's a
Dice Camera Action
professional.
with Chris Perkins, which happens on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And as well, we got a lot of other stuff amazingly going on our Twitch channel. So if you're listening to this, you should go ahead and check out twitch.tv/DND. You'll get our full schedule. Again, Dice Camera Action is happening on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Before that, I come on for about a half hour and give you some Dungeons &
Yeah,
Dragons
just
news.
learned that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I saw Nathan watching
Yeah.
you guys.
It's
or
just
you.
a way to get some more folks into Dice Camera Action, and then some of the announcements, and then Chris can just write the story. He doesn't have to worry about doing any announcements on his own, was part of the idea. But that's Tuesdays at 3:30, right before Dice Camera Action. Also on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time is Maze Arcana. Satine Phoenix is dungeon mastering that one. They're about 3 sessions in. I think this is the 3rd session this week, and it's kind of amazing. You can also check out On Wednesdays, Miss Click's D&D Risen at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Anna talks a little bit about that in our interview.
Yep.
But then following that is 7 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays is Maze Arcana with Rudy Rutenberg, Dungeon Mastering. Thursday, I will be talking to the Girls Guts Glory folks, except for this week, which it won't be me, but we'll figure it out there. I'm giving you the whole lineup here for you listeners because there's just so much Dungeons & Dragons stuff that's all in tune with Tomb of Annihilation, the story that we recently announced at the Stream of Annihilation. That adventure is coming out when? September 19th. You got that part right. September 19th, and it's going to be in stores, game stores, that is, September 8th. So that's pretty exciting.
Any other D&D products coming out this year?
Xanathar's Guide to Everything is coming November 21st.
Everything.
It's in game stores November 10th with an alternate cover.
Oh, it's good.
Designed by artist Hydro74. It's pretty amazing. Oh, I meant to next time I'll bring the actual visuals so you guys can see this. It's pretty darn cool.
Visuals.
Yeah, we can do visuals now. But the first way for you to jump into the Tomb of Annihilation story is on Neverwinter, the action MMO that's on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. That adventure will release on July 25th on
Soon.
PC. Yeah, very soon. That's coming up really soon. So you'll be able to check that out on PC. It'll come later to Xbox and PS4. But Neverwinter is a really fun MMO. I think that you should check out, especially if you're interested in all the D&D lore around the city of Neverwinter. Is where you start out from like the first 60 levels or so, and then as you get to the later stuff, there's stuff in Tyranny, there's stuff from Out of the Abyss, Storm King's Thunder. They fought the Frost Giants. Elemental Evil had a thing going on. They had all their own like original stories that are going on. So very recently there was 4 mad mages who returned and took over the city, and you got to fight against them with the high level content. And then they're going to Chult. They're going to the jungles of Chult for this most recent expansion called Tomb of Annihilation. Again, that's on July 25th on PC. Girls Guts Glory is on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time. We have a new episode of that coming out. And then, of course, High Rollers Uncharted Territory is popping 12 noons on Fridays, and Dragon Friends from Australia is doing their final. They were the final group to premiere. They did their premiere last week, and it is going to be their second episode this Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, or 12 noon Saturday if you're in Australia.
Wow, you remember a lot of things.
I do have some cheat sheets
Yeah, but you
going
didn't
on
look
here.
at it for that last bit. That was
didn't.
really impressive.
A lot of it is in my head.
There's
this
a
is just
lot
in
of
case I
stuff
forget.
on the D&D Twitch channel.
There's a lot of stuff on the D&D Twitch channel, I'm trying to say. So those of you listening at home, please go check that out. You can also, of course, just watch video on demand of us recording this very episode you're about to listen to. And Anna Prosser Robinson is going to discuss her character from Dice Camera Action after we have this amazing segment, which is going to be Lore You Should Know. And we're going to listen to that right now, right?
Yes.
Unless did you
Nope.
want to make with the Bing Bongs?
No.
No.
You make with the big bong.
Bing Bong. Bing Bong.
That's too much pressure for me.
Do we have to do a mid-tro? Ryan, I shout out to Sean and Ryan who have been watching us this whole time, and as we blather and go forward, you guys are great, and I don't think Ryan is feeling well.
You're not?
I always feel good.
He's feeling good.
'Cause I don't want to
way
be in
deep
this
down.
tiny, closed little room with you if you're not feeling well. Just saying.
Just saying. He
It's
just
not. I'm not
too late.
compassionate.
Too
I'm
late, bro. Because it's been
selfish.
like 3 hours of doing this. You're screwed. Anyway, that was a really great segment that we just listened to with Jeremy and.
You said it was a lore you should know.
I did. I screwed that up. That was a really great segment we just listened to with Chris and shit.
Feel good enough to beat your ass with a chair.
He's gonna take me down to Chinatown. We just gotta nail this mid-tro and then we're done.
Please.
All right? Can we
I'm
please
so
nail-
hungry. I need a cheese stick.
You could have a cheese stick.
I don't want to. We're live.
You don't. People. Would it be okay if Shelly ate on the camera?
No.
Let's waste more time so she gets more angry.
Yeah, it's happening. All right, we just gotta do this one last thing.
Don't screw it up.
That was a really great episode.
He's doing it on purpose.
That was a really great segment of Lore You Should Know. I feel like I learned a lot about Batiri goblins. Do you feel like you know more about them now?
Yes.
They are amazing.
No, stop. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are you kidding?
Were you not recording?
No, I was, but it had a thing. I'm sorry.
That wasn't my fault.
It wasn't your fault.
It was a really bad intro, but it was.
I just
all right.
watched.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys, this is how professional podcasts get made. I don't know if you know that, but it's true.
We're off the rails.
That was a really good segment of Lore You Should Know with Chris Perkins and Matt Cernat.
It really was.
Bing bong, bing bong.
We could have totally used that. It was really fun. Every time the guys talk about things, I love interviewing them about it because I'm like, oh, I learn new things and I get more inspired about things I'm going to add to my campaign. Don't you?
Yes,
Yes, I do too.
I do.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm going to add cheese to my campaign.
I want to add cheese to my campaign too. Did it come from the people who created cheese? Like like in the D&D universe, who created cheese?
Good question.
The dwarves?
I don't know.
I think
Probably.
the dwarves. Yeah, I'm gonna go with dwarves.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other day, Quinn asked me, who makes paper?
Oh, the Egyptians. Is the answer to that
They
question?
call Mr. Greg.
Yeah, because they started hammering out papyrus.
Where did paper
and then,
come from? Or where does it come from? I said trees.
well, that is generally true, right? It's a renewable resource. I know that. Did you tell them about that?
Recycling?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked.
because you're a good parent. You
Mhm.
should have no guilt whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Well, you're Rocky, the recycling fix-it pup.
Wait, does he recycle?
Yes.
Oh, I don't
That's
watch
his
a lot of.
thing.
I don't
That's
watch
his,
a lot of.
His doghouse turns into a recycling truck.
Well, thank you, Twitch chat, for naming me Rocky because I do recycle. Thank you. It's true.
And fix things.
We should stop talking about recycling. I mean, we should always talk about recycling, but we should table that discussion right now because I think we want to call up Anna Prosser Robinson to get an interview going. What do you think about that?
Yes.
You
I
say
think that's
yes?
a great idea.
All right.
Yeah.
We have
Say yes
quorum.
to the guest.
We have quorum. Let's call her up. We did it.
That was so weird, like the time travel.
It is weird. Yes, I thought you were going to leave me hanging, but you didn't.
No,
Nice.
sorry.
Thank you, all of you who stayed with us, all 76 of you. You are good people. I'm sorry we didn't get to a lot of
believe there's that
questions from you
many.
guys, but my iPad ran out of juice and I put it over there and then I couldn't grab it again. But we'll do more of those going forward. But Sean did a great job of highlighting at least a few of you, so I was able to
Thanks,
kind of
Sean.
check about. All right, Twitch people, you're the best. Sorry we're crazy. We'll come back next month.
So
next
hungry.
month. Next week. And then we're going to eat food. That's basically the entire next Dragon Talk recording. Shelly is going to be. I'm going to be force feeding Shelly
Chips.
chips.
Mm.
All right.
That sounds
I think we're
good.
going to sign off for real. What do you think, guys? Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
You're the best.
Bye.
Bye bye.